Ah. I am Daya Shankara.
And I am Nebula.
And we want to talk about who we are and why we're here. It's become really clear to me, to us, that the world is currently run by a form of tribalism. Meaning there are many different tribes. And if we really look at the root of each of those tribes, there is a religious or spiritual or ancestral, ideological root to each of those tribes. There's a philosophy, there is a spirituality, there's a religion. Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, and then all the other, animism and all the others. Indigenous traditions, shamanic traditions. Interbeing. Interbeing is a fact of life. It's not a concept. It's not the concept of interbeing. This is interbeing. Interbeing is our intrinsic, innate oneness with all of life. It's the water that I just drank in my saliva as I'm speaking, allowing my voice to even resonate the way that it is. It's how everything is in everything. Everything is in everything. And somewhere along the way, so that wisdom is in many of those traditions. It is there in the Christian tradition. If you read the Bible with the inspired meaning, the true living Christ, the true living Christ taught this. He said very clearly, I and my Father are one. He said, the kingdom of heaven is within. He said, take up your cross and follow me. In other words, do what I do. Don't put me on a pedestal and call me Jesus and say that I'm your savior. No. Yet, yes, I'm doing this for you, for me, for us. We are doing this. But take up your cross means have the same level of courage to be willing to even be willing to die for truth. To die for the truth. Would you die for the truth? He said, greater works than these ye shall do. And we know from his life that he went around healing people. And he's saying, greater works than these ye shall do. You can do even greater than this. We can do even greater than this. In the Christian traditions, it's all there. Oneness. Advaita, which in Sanskrit means not two-ness. Or no duality, not duality. There's not two gods, there's only one, and it's all here. In the shamanic traditions, maybe you can speak to the shamanic traditions and the indigenous traditions and how they practice interbeing and oneness, or have a lived wisdom of that in their lives.
Well, they have a deep understanding of the universe as nature and the earth as nature, and how, as you're saying, the water we drink is the same water that the birds drink. It's the same water that evaporates into the sky and the clouds and rains down into the trees and passes down through generation after generation after generation, just, I guess, recycling. And all of our skin and our hands, our eyes are created by our ancestors and passed on. Our nervous system's passed on, our memories passed on, which means the water, the food, the everything that everybody ate is passed down.
We are our ancestors.
Yeah, so we...
They're in us.
Exactly. Like an animal dies and dies right next to a tree or a bush plant that you can eat food from, and their body and their life has gone into the soil right underneath the thing that you're eating. It's like, it's all cycled through you. It's all one. We are like not separate. We're not separate from the earth. We are all, gravity is pulling us all into the earth to keep us here. Like that's for a reason. If we were not part of the earth, we would not be here.
We are the earth?
We are the earth.
We are the earth.
We are the earth. Just like my hand is part of me, I am part of the earth.
In Islam, there is a famous idea that Allah is closer to you than your jugular. Your jugular. I and my Father are one. Allah is closer than your jugular. The Buddha taught, even though the Buddha didn't teach directly about God, the Buddha taught about, either we could call it self, capital S, self, like the self, or no self. Same thing. Same thing. And where are you when you're in no self? When you're completely empty? And you dig below your personality, your memories, your experiences, your senses,
Thoughts.
thoughts,
What you focus on every day, the thoughts that you repeat every day.
your habits. You dig deeper, 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 deeper. What is there? What is there? And so we can start to remember that we have been everything, and we will be everything. Even the idea of have been, will be breaks down, because we are happening now. We are being now. I am the great I am. So in all of these traditions, all of these tribes, there is real truth, and there is delusion, there is distortion. And the original teachings of each of these masters, including Yeshua, Christ, Muhammad, Buddha, the mystics, all the magical, mystical schools, secret schools, mystery schools, the indigenous traditions, still alive, many of them still alive today. South America, Africa, all over the world, India, Nepal, Asia, China, still alive. Many of them still alive. And every single one of them, just about, feeling this one out as I'm saying it, but let's look at it, just about every single one of them has some worship for fire, some worship for water, the rivers, the oceans, the lakes. They worship the land. They worship the sun. Interbeing. They understood, not as a concept, but through the lived experience of being one with the earth. This is where my food comes from. This is where the birds are that I hunt every day. These are, those mushrooms that grow up there, they're really tasty. Those ones, don't eat those ones. Those ones, they're a bit of fun. They knew. They were connected on a deep level. And if you consider yourself part of Western culture, then somewhere along the way, it's very, very likely that you've developed a little bit of amnesia, a little bit of forgetting. Unless you have ancestors who were deeply connected to the earth recently, like last generation, and I don't just mean farming and agriculture, I mean they had a relationship. They had a relationship with Mama. Like a spiritual connection, interbeing. They understood interbeing on some level. Then it's very likely that somewhere along the way, your parents or your teachers taught you something that had distortion in it, had some bullshit in it, had some kind of there but not fully there in it.
And it's not a direct teaching either. Most of the time children learn by watching our behaviors and how we respond to different circumstances in life, like stresses and joys and hardship. That also teaches us about the world that we live in, about how we should be, how we should respond to things. So it can be something as simple as seeing your parents absolutely terrified of bugs in the house, and instead of helping the bug out the house, they get bug spray or they kill it, or and that as a child will teach you your relationship to the earth, and it's done in such a deep unconscious way. So it's not like it's
just stop for a second and just think about it. Just think about it, right? You're in the kitchen and a fly flies into your house, and we think it's normal to get out a can of fucking DDT or whatever that shit is and start chasing a single fly around the house, spraying it with poison that we're inhaling in our closed environment. Like, what? Like, we're insane. Right? Like, so that's like one micro example. Now, there's hundreds and thousands of them, like scattered all throughout our lives.
So what are we doing here?
So what are we doing here? All right, let's get back on track. There are these tribes big tribes. And let's be honest, they ain't exactly getting along. They're not exactly getting along with each other. Like Gaza, like many countries in Africa, like United States, Russia, China, Japan, Europe, the EU. What's going on? What's going on? Like, feel into it. When I feel into it, it's like we've only ever known war. And it's like, if your parents fought all the time, and my parents fought all the time, and all I've ever known really in relationship is fighting, and all you've ever known is fighting, then peace, actual peace, real peace, it's a little bit like if you've had some kind of trauma in your life. And we've all had some kind of trauma in our lives at some point. We've all been through something. I don't really like the word trauma actually, but let's just go with it. When you finally come out of that trauma, it can feel weird. Like, this is weird. This is different. This is not what I'm used to. And we understand that on an individual pathology level. None of us really have pathology. We're just all human beings. But if we can understand that on an individual level, what if we upscale that? What if we extrapolate that to all of humanity? We have never been in peace as a global consciousness. So it's going to mean getting used to a new normal.
Coming out of survival mode.
Coming out of survival mode.
Which is not really our fault. I mean, if you look at the animal world and the wild, you go to Africa, it's like everybody's in survival mode. Like it's nature. So human beings just have the ability to evolve out of that. And it's just takes a bit of time to come out of survival mode, to come out of that way of being. And because we have the ability to think and have higher not necessarily higher consciousness, but just a different consciousness that can create tools. Those tools are used for the same thing that we would be doing if we were just a tribe of monkeys, or out in the world, So
in Africa, people are killing each other. Literally. Like machetes, like killing each other. So then when the children and the young people come here to Australia, they've experienced like actual killing. And we want to keep that away. Right? We want to keep it away because now there's all these reports in Melbourne of gangs of young African men killing, or at least damaging seriously, like machetes and so we go, keep that away.
Or lock it up.
But we're really doing the same thing. In fact, we're actually very much part and parcel of that killing. Because that killing happens. This is the dark side of interbeing. This is the shadow side of interbeing. That killing happens because those countries don't have a stable government. And so they get warring tribes, like full-on military junta, like full-on little armies that are going to war with each other. You know, the Hutus and the Tutsis. This is what happened. And massive amount of death, and extremely devastatingly brutal killing. And these countries, and many others as well, not just Africa, they have their own resources. They have their own, let's not even call them resources, let's shift the language. They have the earth, they have minerals, they have trees, they have forests. And it's by and large Western-based corporations. And when I say Western, let me define Western. I mean capitalist. It is capitalist countries, nations, tribes. Essentially, a nation or a country is just a very big tribe. A very, very, very big tribe. We're all Americans, the tribe of America. Right? It's a big tribe that says, we just want to keep growing our economy no matter what. We just want to keep growing. That's all we want to keep doing. Well, what is growing? What is growing? We've become so psychotic that we think that growing means growing more money, more stuff. But if we look around, like we truly look, there is no greater value than the earth itself, which includes us. We have everything. You can plant a seed in the ground and it will grow. Where do seeds come from? You don't buy them. That's the illusion. You think you buy them from Bunnings? Seeds are everywhere. Learn your environment. Learn how to work with the earth. Water. Where does water come from? It doesn't come from the tap. It rains on the mountains and the rivers flow down to the seas. And once upon a time, not that long ago, those rivers ran pure water, pure H2O, or there are aquifers. There are springs, natural springs. There's one just 20 kilometers from here. We used to collect all of our water from this natural spring, this hole in the earth where the water flows out from the mountain. So this is interbeing, and this is lost knowledge. It's not lost, but we got to make sure we don't lose it. We got to make sure for our ancestors, for our future generations, for our children, for our children, for our children.
So what are you and her here to do?
So what are we here to do? Thank you. We're here to be ourselves.
Yep. So that's him.
And what are you?
I'm just moment by moment, whatever I feel, whatever I want to express.
You're great.
Thanks. I'm silly.
I know. So what does it mean to be ourselves? To me, it means at least in part, it means what the fuck do I want? In part. Because what I want is what I will move towards. And what I move towards is what I will become.
And it's not just, I want $1 million.
Well, maybe it is for some people.
Well, I mean, I would just encourage you to go a little bit deeper.
Go a bit deeper than that.
Like,
we're not judging you.
like, usually the wants come from some kind of need. So we look.
I want $1 million so that I can get my sister that operation.
I want $1 million so that I can buy some land for my children, and then generation after generation after generation will have knowledge passed down. I want $1 million because I want to help those people in Africa to actually end the war there. I want, it's, and still looking at what the need for you underneath that is.
I want $1 million so I can start an NGO in Cambodia where we can take underage girls out of brothels and help them and support them to create a life out of slavery. Because, just in case you don't know, all women in all brothels are not there by their own choice. Even the ones who say they are there by their own choice are really unconsciously being influenced by capitalism. You need money to have a roof over your head. You need money to feel safe and secure in this world. That's the way we've set it up. And in a culture where the men, us men, brothers, pay women to disrespect themselves, sets up a dynamic.
And the world sells it as empowerment.
I'm like so empowered. I got like fucked by like 12 dudes last week. I'm like so empowered.
Yeah.
Like it felt really good to like give away my personal sovereignty. And
I mean, this is not just women in brothels, but we're not going to get into that.
Immense pain. But why does this come up? Why does this come up? Because we're talking about respect of the feminine. We're talking about the goddess. Yes, God and goddess together as one. Shiva, Shakti, Rama, Sita. And there's many other examples throughout all cultures of that masculine, feminine. We're alive.
I'm alive!
Like, let's just start there. Let's just start with that one.
Like you are a living, breathing miracle, and we always tend to forget that. We tend to forget that it is a fucking miracle that the air and this breath flows into my lungs and allows me to breathe. That there is some kind of energy that allows me to look around, move my mouth, look at him, feel something, taste something, make something, build
Say
something.
thank you.
Like,
apologize. Forgive. What, like,
to also just to give.
To give.
To give to another, to receive from another, to be able to be out here and smell the beauty around, you know.
To be in love with another.
Yeah. To birth another.
To be with another as they leave. To be with them fully.
It's a real gift, and we forget. We take it for advantage of that, you know.
We take it for granted.
Take it for granted. Because it's just so everyday, normal, and we're so up in the mind worrying about when the next taxes are coming in. Oh, nice answer there.
You got a friend. I love this bird. Every single time I come into this forest, and my heart's open to making the connection. This bird, he's my friend. He's so cool. He's so awesome. She, he, they.
They, them.
They, them. So awesome. Like, every single time I've come in here, these exact birds always show up. And it really is like, I really feel like they play with me. Like, I feel that, you know?
Birds are great. They have quite the personality. They take the piss out of us all the time.
They absolutely do.
If you could really hear what they were saying, you'd know. They're just laughing at us all the time.
But they're also so, like, it feels to me their hearts are so open.
Yeah, it's not like it's not taking the piss in like a judgmental way. It's just like, oh, you silly Billy.
But I also just mean, like, they're so curious. Like, they want to know you. Like, they want you to drop your guard so that you can get to know them. Really. They want you to be, like, porous and open.
Because they are. Yeah.
They never left the Garden of Eden. Apparently we did. Either that or we just ate some bad fruit.
Stupid Eve.
It's all Eve's fault. Why'd you have to fucking eat the apple?
She was fucking hungry. Ladies gotta eat.
I'm sorry I blamed you for that. It wasn't exactly my most self-responsible moment.
Sorry, I forgive you. So, the path of union.
Path of union.
The masculine path and the feminine path.
Here we are. The greatest war of them all. So, we were talking about these different tribes in terms of spirituality and religion. Now let's look at another kind of two tribes.
Man versus woman.
People and the womanly people.
The ones with wombs and the ones without them.
The ones that connect up to the stars.
The ones that connect to the earth. Apparently the people were just the same. It's just all that's really different is the genitals.
Yeah, it doesn't really resonate.
I disagree.
It kind of doesn't resonate.
So, I think God makes no fucking mistakes. And humans can make mistakes, like dropping bombs on babies. But when something comes from God, like life, it's not a mistake.
Sorry, I'm still at, like, dropping bombs on babies.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
Take your time. It's happening.
right now.
We can't deny it. So, we believe that you kind of have to get to the root of things.
We want to end the fucking war. That's what we want to do.
Yes, but
Okay.
to get to the root of it is you got to start with the family home, with the individual. And if we can't even accept ourselves for how we're born, then how the fuck are we going to accept how to actually change the world?
Let's look at it from this perspective. If men and women can't even get along, like, most of us fight each other.
Or just use each other.
Or use each other.
I mean, what's the most common thing is
or manipulate each other.
When I ask women, which I've actually done, I've interviewed women, and one of the things that's most common that they say about men is I say, why do you like men around? And they say, because they're useful. Like, that's a little bit ouchy.
Ouch.
They're a little bit better than just being useful.
They're just useful. Yeah, they're useful.
Like, oh, he does the things that I don't really want to do.
But I mean,
like,
now let's flip it. Let's look at it now from our perspective. We're useful. When I really look at it, we kind of haven't even been that useful.
And there'll be many women who go, yeah, I agree.
Oh my god, he's so right.
My husband falls into that category.
He's like useless. I mean, come on, like, we've both dropped the bar so low.
Yeah.
Like, the bar is very, very low right now. Like,
we both fucked up, and it's not going to help but pointing the finger. Like, you just have to take responsibility for yourself. It's like, it's just never going to work when you keep pointing the finger at your spouse. It's like, it's just not going to work anymore. It's like, we have to evolve out of that. Like, they fuck up, they got their shadows, great.
But I can see your shadow.
Well, that's what you're there for. That's what you're there for.
I can see your shadow and you can't see mine.
It's like, no, I can see yours pointing mine out.
Well, I can see yours pointing mine out.
Well, mine's not as bad as yours. I don't yell as loudly as you do.
Well, my shadow's lovely, so I wish you could just accept him. And the fact that you can't means you can't even love me fully.
And around and around and around we go. And does this sound like mum and dad growing up? Like, does this sound like granny and grandpa and great-grandma and great-grandpa? Like...
So let's talk about a little thing called unconditional love. What is unconditional love, really?
Well, let's first start with what it's not. It's not being a doormat, which is what everybody's terrified of.
I'll love her if she gets like a bit of a boob job and maybe some like Botox or something, like something a bit weird with her face.
Yeah,
And
I'll love him from a distance, because like, even though we've been in a relationship for like 3 years, like, I don't have the courage to actually ask him for what I really need and be very clear and succinct and learn his language. So like, I'm gonna step away with love and I'm gonna consciously uncouple so that everybody knows that I'm still higher and I'm still in this elevated consciousness, even though I could not even speak my needs, and I totally ruined my relationship by disrespecting him and emasculating him. But like, no one's ever gonna really look at that, because women are just victims and innocent people of men.
Well, really, you're just trying to survive.
Yeah.
And you're trying to survive because in the most fundamental level, you don't feel safe.
No.
And I guarantee you that if those women, you women watching, you women, if you women watching this were actually in a tribe, and I'm talking about an earth-based tribe, and I'm talking about one that's got a ancestrally mediated governance system. In other words, every single generation has refined and refined and refined and refined and refined this way of being together and on the land to its like, it's dialed in over like hundreds of thousands of years. At least tens of thousands. At least thousands. Even thousands. Right? It's dialed in. And so the women feel safe because we've got them. We're protecting them. We're protecting them.
The men.
The men are, we're good hunters. We're very good hunters. We're very strategic. We're very sensitized to our environment. We know who's who in the zoo.
And protection also doesn't necessarily mean like protecting from the outside world, like there's going to be some lion who's going to attack us. It also means protection from our animalistic nature. Like, men have the fucking kill energy, you know? It's like, for what protection actually can be is to protect you from his, you know?
Imagine living in a tribe of brothers where you all fully fucking trust each other, that every one of you has your own wife, but no one would ever fuck with each other's bonds, mess with each other. No one would go and mess with another one's wife. And if they did, the whole tribe would put a fucking spear through their leg. At the least. At the least.
Yeah. And let's also be clear that with the kind of world that we do live in, the first form of safety for women comes from within. Like, you have to find a way to feel safe in your own body. You have to look at your own programs. You have to look at your own belief systems. You have to look at how you see and perceive and think about the world outside of you and men, and find a level of safety in yourself. Then when you partner with a man, when you know that level of safety in yourself, you recognize the level of safety in him, and then that safety will then be provided for by him. So the second part of the safety is provided from the outside from him, but it's a reflection of your own. I see him. He's very cute. Yeah, so I teach the feminine path, which is helping women in terms of just coming more into their femininity and expressing their femininity, and how that relates to men. But it's not about men. It's not about like, how do you get a man to do something? It's more like, how do you actually just become your fullest expression of the feminine in relation to a man that inspires him to be more of the man that you need. And
I teach the masculine path, which is masculine in relationship to feminine. We know our masculinity in relationship to femininity. We know Shiva in relation to Shakti. They're distinct. They're actually not ultimately distinct. On the highest levels, when we get to this point, there's a God. That's God, actually. The fusion is God.
Sacred union.
Sacred union is the explosion that started the whole universe. The multiverse. Because the one produces multiplicity, and that multiplicity is a multiplicity of the one. And so I'm here to teach men. I'm here to teach my brothers. I'm here to walk with my brothers. I'm here to honor my brothers. I'm here to be of service to my brothers. I'm here to deeply understand my brothers. I'm here to humble myself to my brothers. And I'm also here to lead with my brothers.
Yeah. And then together we'll do the path of union, which is couples, but it's also just the yoga of relationships, which doesn't necessarily have to mean romantic relationships. It can be any kind of relationship. But obviously the core relationship that always has the biggest impact is your most intimate relationship.
The core relationship. I couldn't help myself.
So that we really believe that to really change the world, it does start at home, because when you can support the family unit, you can support the parents to have a more harmonious relationship, then the parents can also be more present with their children, and their children will go on like that, and it becomes, that's the template that we're shifting for the world, and we believe it starts at home. So it's a very close to home one for us. And
children, I think that's, let's really focus there for a second.
Yeah.
Children, right? Our children. Bless the children of the world. This next generation that's coming in right now to, like, they're going to really shift things in a big way on this planet.
And they do that because of their parents.
They do that because of their parents. They do that because they're following their parents to do that.
Not just following, like, my dad was an accountant, so I'm going to be an accountant, but more, my dad was an example of love. My mother was an example of love. I am connected to something deeper than just the fighting, than just the surface level. Here's a screen, here's a next Xbox,
here's an iPad.
Here's a,
take it to your bedroom. We are creating the future of this planet most directly through our children. That's the best way we can say it. And
this is what our ancestors believed. This is why there was so much emphasis on
7 generations
children
and beyond. Right, in the Lakota tradition, 7 generations, and many other, I believe, Native American traditions. 7 generations. Our children, our children's children, our children's children's children, our children's 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 children. 7.
Long after you've gone and well forgotten.
And beyond. That means every decision we make, we're thinking that long-term eagle vision. Zoom out. It's not just about me and my little lifetime and me accumulating my fucking wealth so I can die with money in the bank. So, this is what we do. This is who we are. We love you. Thank you for joining us. Namaste. I see the God in you. This God sees the God in you. We see the God in you. We see God. We see God everywhere.
Hey God.
Everywhere. In everything.
Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Again.